Yeah, no, I'm the type, I will share just about anything as long as it's legal on the internet. Why not? People get bored, and a lot of times, if people do weird things around them or in their family, and they hear what happens to other people, they think, oh, okay. Because a lot of people feel like that they're like, what did I do to deserve this? And I was just thinking about earlier, man, my first wife's sister, Tanya, gosh, damn, this happened back in 1979. My first wife, she was 23 back then. Well, she had a sister, Tanya, that was 18. And her sister Tanya still lived at home with her mother. They lived pretty close to us. I live in Houston. They lived in South Houston in some apartments. And man, you know, one evening, it was about 6 or 7. I remember me and my first wife, well, we was eating, what we call supper. Yeah, I used to be stupid. I lived a traditional life. Before I learned to just do whatever the hell I want. But got a call from my mom's like, I don't know how to deal with this, man. Tanya's gone nuts. Y'all come over and talk to me and let me show you this stuff. I took out of her bedroom, you know. And we went over there. And anyway, uh my first wife's mother came home from work early. She worked as a cashier for Kroger back then. And she had come home early. And she goes in her daughter Tanya's bedroom, which was my wife's younger sister. And she sees this square white. It's like the composition paper they used in school for kids to draw pictures on. And it would be their personal art, and they'd take it home, and it was white. And it was kind of like thin cardboard, but it was white. So they could draw on it or whatever. Not to where they painted stuff, but would just use a fountain pen or whatever. And she had that thumbtacked up on a closet door. And she had all of her clothes off in that bedroom. And um my wife's mother walked in because she heard some like slapping, like the person going, ouch, okay, I'll do what you say. And what this Tanya was doing, she's taking a long men's belt, leather belt, and she'd take it and she'd throw it over her head and hit herself on the back and on the ass. Say, okay, I'll do what you say, I'll do what you say. And she was looking while she was doing this to herself. She was looking at this picture she had drawn, like with an eyeliner pencil, I think, because it looked thick, like too thick for a pencil. And here's to the best that I can recall. It looked about exactly like this. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but this is what it looked like. And she had that pinned up on her closet door, to where it was big enough, it was even bigger than this shit, It was, and yes, sir, I'll do what you say. And she actually had red stripes, like on her lower back and her ass cheek. Wow. Anyway, I'm gonna get rid of this now. I don't need this shit. Ugh. I felt crazy even drawing that, you know. But it was cheaply drawn, just like that, you know, cheaply drawn like that. I was like, man, she told us about that and showed us that picture that was hanging up and told us about Tanya doing that shit, you know, and said, what should I do? And I said, my opinion was, my God, hope she doesn't get in trouble because it sounds like she might be suffering from that issue to where a lot of people, they like to be abused. You know, there's a lot of people like that. You know, they're into pain or whatever. And I said, I don't know. Maybe you should take her to a psychologist. And of course, Debbie's mother, Vera, she didn't have that kind of money, you know, back then. And anyway, my first wife talked to her, I remember. I remember we had a trailer back then, and my first wife, you know, when Tanya would swing by occasionally, she talked to her and said, Tanya, why did you do that? Hit yourself with a belt and tell a picture that's supposed to be a man to please or do what they say? And she said, because I'm tired of guys that are nice. I want somebody that will be violent, that will make me do what they want. Because if they make me do what they want me to do, well, then it won't be my fault for having sex with them. You know, I wonder, is that really how, in general, how most women are? Is that really how women are? Girls and women? Can you believe that shit? She told my wife, her sister, well, because I'm tired of guys that are nice. If a guy would be mean to me and make me do it and hit me, well, then I would know it wasn't my fault and that I wasn't a whore for doing stuff with him. My God, hey, that would be terrible to have for your mind to be that stupid. But I don't know, you know, I remember, you know, I grew up around two older sisters. And I remember when there would be movies on beatniks, you know, that would do mean shit. And both of my sisters that say, oh wow, man, that dude turns me on. If he was violent, you know, and wearing jeans or whatever, in a jacket that say, oh man, that dude turns me on. I don't know. Do you think that could be called like cavewoman instinct? Oh well, it's just something that I experienced back then. And Tanya back then, it bothered her a little that her mother saw that. But then she didn't care. She didn't really care because they didn't get along anyway. She stayed at home too long. She was over 18. She was just there too long, you know, and she wanted to leave a lot earlier. Oh, well. But anyway, hope you're all having a great evening, morning, noon. It's evening where I'm at. See, 10:44 p.m. here in Houston, Texas. Well, later, peoples.